Hi, everybody. My name is Scott Dwyer, and I am running for Bay Village School Board. And I wanted to take a few minutes and share with you some thoughts about my campaign, a little bit about my background, and how I think that applies to what the school board is going to be facing coming up. So, I'm a lifelong resident of Bay Village. I was born and raised here. I graduated from Bay High in 1987. My wife Elaine was a teacher in the district since 1997, recently stepped down, retired, and is now going to be substituting. And we have three kids who have gone through the Bay City schools as well. Our daughter Liza is a sophomore in college, and we have two boys, our son Josh, who is a senior at Bay High, and our son Jacob, who is a freshman at Bay High. After Bay, I went to the University of Michigan and got a bachelor's and master's degree in engineering. So go blue. Don't hold that against me. And I also got my MBA at Case Western. Since then, I have worked for 7 different companies in 6 different industries for the last 20 years at the executive level, most recently at Highland Software, where I am their senior vice president of product and strategic planning. So I have strategic planning background experience as well, both with Highland as well as with 2 other companies. So the reason I'm telling you all of that is, the foundation that the Bay Public Schools gave me and my family has been just tremendous, and we're very passionate about supporting the excellence that is Bay Village City Schools. I also wanted to talk about my campaign. So my campaign, I'm running as an independent. I'm not associated with any external group or participating in any sort of grouping of candidates. I'm running an independent campaign. And the reason I say that is because I believe that this is not about win-lose. It's not right-wrong. It's not us versus them. This is about the students. It's about the district. It's about the community. And so I don't want to align or not align with somebody. I want to run on my own because that's the central point of my campaign, the success of the students, the district, and the community. So one of the things that I've said recently, and I want to reiterate here, is that hope is not a strategy. And what I mean by that is that you have to have a long-term plan and enact that plan, and that creates hope. Hope in and of itself is not a strategy. The other thing that is associated with that I think is important for this campaign is fear is not a strategy. The district is not broken by any stretch of the imagination. There are things that certainly can be improved, but we don't need to be afraid about external groups bringing up topics that, frankly, are related to a bunch of misinformation. There's a lot of things that are going well. We have some areas of opportunity for improvement. And so my long-term strategy is to focus in those areas of opportunity. We have to hire a long-term superintendent. We've got to make sure that we're prudently managing the finances of the district. We have to make sure that we're focused on academic excellence for students as well as mental health and suicide awareness. And we have to work together. And that working together really is about reaching across to people with whom we may disagree. We're better off together. Another way to say it is a house divided does not stand. And so we're better together. I said to my wife recently, I'm smart enough to know I'm not smart enough. And I need other people's opinions and input, even those with whom I disagree, because then we make better decisions. So how does my experience relate to those long-term strategic needs of the district? So in terms of hiring a superintendent, I have over 20 years of executive level hiring experience, not just individual contributor, but VP level and above. In terms of managing the finances effectively, I have experience in managing operating budgets anywhere from $25 million annually to $700 million annually. And so we may have to propose a levy, and I'm familiar with increasing revenue, raising revenue, but if we end up not doing that or the levy doesn't pass, I'm also very familiar and comfortable with managing expenses appropriately. I've worked with 5 different unions in my career, so I have comfort working with the BTA. And by the way, I am one of the 3 candidates endorsed by the Bay Teachers Association union. So I'm grateful for that and comfortable in working with union contracts. And then in terms of student excellence and mental health awareness. I want to continue the programs that we have in place today and even expand them, that the administrators and teachers are working with our students and in supporting their mental health, and talking with my sons who are in high school and their friends. Mental health is a big deal for them. And lastly, I mentioned working together. I'm a good listener. I'm very collaborative. I feel strongly about getting the best opinion, and so I feel like my experience works well there as well. We also have a couple short-term issues that are important to discuss, but I believe will be resolved relatively quickly. The first one I'll talk about is masking. Masking, I think the district has done a really good job in maintaining an appropriate masking policy. Keep it on a 2-week basis based on local case counts. The main point is to keep the kids in school. And so if we weren't to have masks and a student was to be exposed to COVID and then they're to expose classmates, those students would have to quarantine for 10 days and they couldn't remote learn. And that would be a hardship on them. It would be a hardship on the teachers. And so we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. And so masks based on local case count are the best way to do that in 2-week chunks. And I think that's great. The second part is critical race theory, or CRT. The best way I can summarize my perspective there is that it is really important that we teach our kids about racism. They need other perspectives than what they have in the community today. So we have to teach them about racism. At the same point in time, it is not appropriate to call them racist simply based on the color of their skin. So I believe we can get through those two issues in the short term, and again, make sure that we focus on the long term. So if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this, is that fear is not a strategy. We don't need to be afraid of what might be coming. We've got a lot of great things to build on, and we've got a lot of great successes. Let's keep our focus on the long term. Let's act as one Rocket Nation. And I believe I have some very strong capabilities that I could bring to the school board. And I look forward to your vote on November 2nd. Go Rockets. Thanks. Bye.